Moondrop Droplet. Yes, another DSP IEM from Moondrop. Today we'll be reviewing this and comparing it to the Quirks DSP and also other Harman-ish IEM like Truthears Zero and HBB Khan. Let's jump into it. Hey friends, it's me. Welcome back to another video on Giz Audio. Today we have the Moondrop Droplet. Yes, another DSP IEM. Like I said again, if you're not familiar with DSP, DSP is basically EQ but built into the IEM itself. So this has one balanced armature driver, EQ to a target curve. In this case is Moondrop's own house curve, the VDSF, which is quite similar to Harman, as you can see here with the comparison with other Harman-like IEMs out there. The main difference is that the Droplet has less aggressive upper mid-range and also tamer treble area, which is a good thing for a lot of people out there who think that Harman upper mids is too shouty or too forward, too aggressive. The Droplet drops that down quite a nice amount and make the signature more easy to listen to, tamer, more relaxing, which for me, I do enjoy more than the Harman upper mids. I do find that it's too intense and I can't really listen to them for a long period of time. With the Droplet, I can listen to the Droplet for hours and I don't feel any shouty fatiguingness or any fatiguingness coming from the treble area. But the rest of the signature is pretty similar to the other Harman-like IEMs. It has a mid-bass tuck, which gives a nice sense of separation for the bass instruments and the vocals. So no muddiness whatsoever. Now, this does come across a little bit warmer than the other Harman-tuned IEMs. I think it's because the tamer upper mid-range and tamer treble overall kind of steer the balance of the signature more towards the bassy and warmer side, just a touch. It's still clean in relative to every other IEM out there around this price point. Now, in a vacuum, I would say under $50 IEM, the Droplet is at best top 5 best sounding, or at worst top 10 best sounding IEM under $50. Now, should you get the Droplet then, if you like Harman-tuned IEMs but you want a little bit of a tamer signature, should you then maybe get the Droplet? The answer to that for me is a yes and a no, because there are some Quirks DSP, I'm kidding. There are some quirks in the Droplet that I don't quite like that's caused by the fact that it is a DSP IEM. So let's go over those very quickly. Quirks number 1, noise floor. Now, noise floor on the Droplet is the same as the Quirks DSP, which is to say that it's not bad, it's just I'd rather not have it. Quirks number 2, it's a USB-C. Some may like it, some might not like it. For me, I do prefer using 3.5 because, you know, DAC amps and DAPs and etc. Quirks number 3, crossfading between songs. Now, this is probably the most annoying thing, is that at the start of each song, it fades in. It doesn't start at the first note. Like, I would hear like half a second after it starts, and for some people it's like, oh, half a second, Timmy, why are you complaining so much? It's just not satisfying. When you want to listen to a song, you want to listen to that first note hit. And when that first note is not there, it's just a little bit annoying. Quirks number 4, and arguably the biggest one, is it's overall very soft and blunted in transients. So you can say that technical performance-wise, it's not the most incisive, not the most detailed of attacks or note definition, if you will. This issue can also be found in the Quirks DSP, which is to say both of them have this kind of smearing, undefined transient response. Now, there is a possible explanation for this, but even I'm unsure if this is the culprit or not, but I will explain to you guys anyways. My theory is that it has to do with something called group delay, or in this case, axis group delay. What group delay is a measurement of time delay in frequencies. So to put it very simply, axis group delay means some frequencies are arriving to your ears first before the other, and the negative effect of this can mean blunted or smearing transients. In the case of the Quirks DSP and the Droplet, they both have a significantly more axis group delay than your normal IEMs. Now, the audibility of this is kind of debatable. How much group delay is needed for it to be audible or for it to have a negative effect? That's why I said it might be the culprit behind why the DSP IEMs have some kind of bluntedness to them, or maybe it's something else. But regardless if group delay is the culprit or not, both the Quirks DSP and the Droplet has it, but in the case of the Droplet, it has it but costs $50. And for $50, arguably, you can just get the Truthears Zero or the Khan, which sounds quality-wise is it doesn't come with all the quirks that the DSP IEMs have. Now we go back to that question of, should you buy the Droplet for $50? And there is a yes and no camp to this answer. The yes camp is, if you don't care about all the quirks that comes with the DSP IEM, you just want something that's tuned very well, and you find that Harman upper mids and treble might be too intense for you, so Quirks DSP is a no-go, Truthears Zero is a no-go, the Khan is a no-go, then yes, the Droplet still sounds fantastic. Just keep in mind everything that I just said about DSP IEMs. If you can handle all of that, then yes, Droplet is a good buy. And on the no camp, I would say, if you can't handle the quirks of having a DSP IEMs, then the Droplet and the Quirks DSP are immediately out for you. And if you still want something that is Harman-like tuning, then you can go with the Truthears Zero or the Khan for the exact same price of the Droplet. And another reason for no for me is the fact that Quirks DSP exists for only $15. Same problem that the Droplet has, but it's justified because it is just $15. For $50, I would expect Moondrop to at least remedy some of the DSP issues that the Quirks has, but in this case they didn't. So for me, Quirks DSP exists and it's a much better value overall. So again, it's only a recommended if you really are seeking that signature of Harman but tamer. So the Droplet is basically your only choice. Now for the final score of the Droplet, I give this IEM a half thumbs up still. Yes, even though it has some quirks that I maybe not like and the price is a little bit too expensive for me, it's still one of the best sounding IEM. Again, top 5 or top 10 at worst in the price bracket. So yes, I still highly recommend it. If you want a Harman-like tuning, but tamer, more relaxing, then yes, Droplet is still good. And with all of that being said, thank you so much for watching this video all the way to the end. I would like to now thank all my Patreon supporters. For the $9 tier, we have Bard, Chadwick, Geeky Audio, Go210, K, Norm, Robert, Sunirol, and $18 people, we have Dr. P, Kirk, Mason, and the new person, Czar. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. If you guys want to support the channel yourself, link to Patreon's down below. Many good perks there, and I'll see you guys.